Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to do another One Piece chapter review. Chapter 1163, Promise. Well, this chapter is following the events, which I will admit I am pretty late in reviewing this one because at this rate, let's see, 2 chapters are going to be ahead, but let's see, but yeah. But at the moment, 2 chapters ahead, as the official chapter of 1165 is about to come out. So it's like, I need to do this one very quickly. So, yeah. Well, maybe not too quickly, but at the very least, get this one doing, which is following the events of last chapter, in which you see Rock save his family from Saint Figure Garling and another God's Night, while his family's been doming reversed. Where we see just how much of a strong person that Iris really is, at least in terms of being, let's see, emotionally mature and all that stuff, and allowing Rocks to fight. Let's see, as she allow Rocks to fight to protect himself as she tries to escape with Blackbeard. I think we see see the horrors of the first time of God Valley, showing that he did not know about the events, and we saw how Kaido got his devil fruit by sort of attacking Big Mom, which results in how we learn of their amnesty towards each other. And we see how Imu's entered the battlefield, possessing Saint Saturn, as you got like that awesome panel of Rocks, Whitebeard, and Kaido looking like being a sort of monster trio, if you will, fighting the god of the world, if you will. While Rocks and Roger seemingly on hot pursuit. As you also see, I think a bunch of other shenanigans of like members of the Rocks pirates, but as well as the Roger pirates. But yeah, more of that will be followed here. But anyway, I've gone on long enough about that. Time for the actual chapter itself. But before that, we've got the cover, but read a request by Luffy doing a parkour all over the town with White Gibbons by Tokashi Zoo. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I assume it's some sort of cloud jumping, given the fact that we see Luffy jumping about with a bunch of monkeys, which is just a nice little cover thing. Arguably, after like the long cover story, it's nice to see how to do these little just random cover stories of like granted, this does sort of like feel like Luffy's doing some sort of sun god jumping without the sun god form, but with a bunch of monkeys, since the monkey's supposed to represent his animal. Now, granted, could this be a sound thing? I doubt it, but who knows? But granted, probably a couple of covers before we get the next weekly, let's see, sort of cover story, which I assume will be following one of the characters from Egghead. If I had to guess, Sentomaru or Stussy, who knows? For we know, I could follow the Vegapunks, but we'll have to wait instead of merged together. But we'll have to see on that. But anyway, I've gone on long enough about that. I think it's time we get to the actual chapter, which oops, I forgot to do some savers there. But let me just find the panel. The chapter basically begins. Whoops, not that one. Basically begins with Imu with the merged and Saint Saturn fusion, if you will. The Marines confused why what form is this, wondering if it's like some sort of devil fruit powers, but Imu fused them as nuisances, and as we see, Imu attacks the Marines and all that stuff. As you can see, pirates being shocked at Imu. That why is the what appears to be a world government guy attacking their own forces, in which you end up seeing. Let's see, Imu now going for pirates as they realize that. Let's see, it's attacking everyone. With the Marines saying all units withdraw, telling them to keep their distance and do not attack it, since it's Saint Saturn at the very least. So they assume that they must have done something to at least anchor him. But yeah, but we end up seeing Roger is talking to his crew, who have also seemingly been, some of them who have also been injured, telling them to get up. Let's see, they talk about how it hurts, but so fascinating. So I'm not sure if they're just like, they found the pain fascinating, just find what attacking him is fascinating, but yeah. He's a bit confused, but Roger's a bit confused by what they're doing, but he cannot believe whatever that thing is. It's doing it's done to his crew, as he tells Gaban to give, let's see, these crewmates a backup as he'll take some treasure and split. With him saying, not again, you better not get yourself into trouble. Meanwhile, let me just go back. We see Garpa demanding to know what is going on with the monster. And they say it seems to be Saint San that's transformed into something. And this is apparently Garp's first time seeing the five elders, and consults are being like, that seems about right for about freaks like them. And as we see, the Marines are like, the Marines are basically saying, Vice Admiral Garp, you can't say that. But anyway, we get let me just find it. No, not this one. I'm sure I took it. I sure I found the picture. Let me find the right picture. Oh yeah. Rox and Emu then start talking, confronting each other. Where Rox says, "Hey, you king of bilge rats, are you here to kill me, aren't you?" As Emu then seems to call Rox Davy Jones, but Rox is like, "You've got the wrong idea. I've never met him." It goes like, "However, promises are meant to be kept," which is exactly in which Emu says, "This is why your kind must be erased." And as you see, they start fighting for a bit. Hold on, let me just here we go. They start fighting for a bit. Let's see. As he talks about how his world is still incomplete, while Rox sort of like slices off one of his legs, saying it ain't your world. When the Marines are going like look at Rox, how dare you attack Saint San? Wondering like with one of them asking if the rear admiral if they should provide backup. And Garp ends up saying, "Yeah, I'll provide backup and all that stuff." But from the way we see Garp smiling here, they go like, "Wait, whose side are you going to help out, Garp?" And then, as it looks like he's more looks smiling, implies that he's about to attack Emu. But we then see the Roger pirates. As the Marines are saying that the pirates are taking away treasure, telling them to stop them, their world-class valuables. And we see the Roger pirates carrying away as much booty as they can, fighting off any pirate or Marine or even Cypherpol agent that, as we see a Cypherpol agent here, which I want to admit, I think this is the first time I've seen a Cypherpol agent here. They're carrying whatever loot they can get. And then we cut to like Captain John talking about how it was wild out here, and thinks like, let's see, as someone says, "Are you ready to start hauling?" And they say the word, Captain John, and they do it. As he talks about so long, Rox pirates, and then we see a young dragon who is running. Running for his life, trying to get Shanks out of here. But he hears the screaming about what's going on, arguably with Emu. And he sees a Navy ship and thinks that they'll be able to protect the child. But unfortunately for him, he gets dragged away as we see... we see... Captain John, confirmed to have, basically kids' magnet powers, as due to Dragon having a gun with metal, he's sent flying. Pirates are losing their treasure. You see it's the same with the Roger pirates, and even Gaban's axe is being drawn away. And they're commenting like how the metal is seemingly being affected, as he's using a move as Captain John is using a move called Big Eater. He says, "Come to me, my treasures." You see a bunch of treasure flying to him, and even some pirates and marines here. But people realize that it's Captain John's magnet powers, and that it's coming from there's a powerful pull coming from the southeast of the entrance of the valley. With Roger then just ignoring it, saying, "Move it, let them figure it out." But let's see, Captain John ends up being attacked by none other than a oops, I may have went a bit too far fast. Nope. Let me find it. No. Ah, there we go. We see that Garnsey as then attacks Captain John with like some sort of like little black thing, which appears to be boogers, and it turns out to be none other than Mr. Five. Garnsey has Mr. Five's Devil Fruit powers, causing a massive explosion of an attack called Sky Snake Red Cannon. And it seemingly seems to knock out Captain John, and as a result, Dragon and Baby Shanks are sent flying. And then you see let's see, Shiki coming down, asking, like, "Why did you just attack John there?" And he says, "You do really think he's going to split that treasure with us?" And saying that each of these chests is at least worth 1 billion. And Shiki's a bit surprised by that. As he goes, as Garnsey then seems to double cross Shiki, saying anyone keep to itself, as he causes an explosion. And then we cut back to Garp as he's running to like try and fight Saint Saturn / Emu, as you've got a bunch of pilot marines trying to say, like, "You can't fight him, Vice Admiral. That's one of the supreme voyages of the world government up there." But he just calls them firm, and it still surprised them. As Kaido and Whitebeard are about to like fight Emu with rocks, but then nope, whoops, stupid mouse. No, let's see. Right, no, here we go. Big Mom arrives, angry that Kaido had double-crossed her and taken her the fruit that she was going to give to her son. And so it's like, let's see. As, hold on. Oops, I went back a bit. As we then start to see everyone attacking Emu, Big Mom saying she's going to kill Kaido. With Kaido saying, "What, you just check this out." Whitebeard attacks. Rock's about to strike. Let's see, Roger saying, "That's my Kari Garp," as Garp is using his iconic Galaxy Impact. And then we get this awesome double-page spread, which nothing, not counting anything, the first since I think the Five Elders showed up. As we see everyone do their attacks, Garp with his Galaxy Impact, Roger with his Divine Departure. Let's see, Rock's using a move called Pandemonium. I think it's translated as some sort of abyss thing in other translations. Whitebeard does his first named attack called Shaka Haka. Dragon, let's see, Kaido using like his blast burst for the first time, but calling it Dragon, not really knowing a name. And Big Mom using Ikakuven Sovereignty, like the Elbaf attack that she learned from the Giants. They're all doing They all appear to be doing damage to like Emu here. You can just see them attacking from all different angles. I think I've seen people say particularly like King of Lightning, say that Whitebeard had the best sort of attack and at least pose at the very least. But yeah, it's like this really awesome page spread. And but Emu is shown to be basically unhurt, at least regenerating from all that attack, and then leashes a powerful burst of Haki, knocking out Marines and all that. And we see the Roger pirates retreating and going like, what's going on over there? Armageddon or something, as let's see, Rayleigh is just still carrying Shaki, just telling everyone to pick up the chests. Everyone's saying, damn it, Ray's got the eyes on the prize. And he goes like, never forget a pirate's true calling. And then we see wait, nope. Let's see, going ahead of myself. Dragon waking up to realize that he has lost let's see, Shanks, which may have saying that he did a substitution tree jutsu one from Naruto. And then we see that baby Shanks has, during the fiasco, has started crawling into one of the chests that the Roger Pirates are picking up, leading to the events that we know happened after the events of like the One Piece Red film, revealing that Betsy Shanks as a baby was founded by the Roger Pirates. So we're seeing Shanks' origin of becoming the cabin boy, the apprentice of the Roger Pirates here and there. But anyway, let me just as Emu's regenerating, he goes like, I can't Kaido, you see, arguing with Big Mom, saying, I can't spit out what I've already eaten. And she says, then give me money then. And Emu's noticed someone in the distance saying, run it and all that, with Rocks and Roger and Garp arguing like which attack did the finishing blow, did the major blow to like Emu. But Rocks is just more concerned about what Emu's talking about, as Emu sees like the new Davies, a woman and a child. And whoops, hold on, let me just, I've probably gone ahead, but probably should have. Let's see. But yeah, Emu basically is saying that he basically sees Eris and Blackbeard, and they're trying so hard to run for their lives, and saying that they must not really be unleashed on the world. And Rock's angry with this let's see, statement. Hold on. Let's see, attacks Emu, going like, what do you think you're doing? As Garp notices that Garp notices that something is going on between Rocks and this being. He has no idea that it's like I guess Emu, as Emu stabs Rocks, saying Mu will do nothing, but as Rocks is confused, like this attack does no damage to him, but says that you will be the one to end your bloodline, slaughter your wife and child. Rocks is confused by statements because he would never do this. And Emu then says like what I think many people have been theorizing. Let's see. We're realizing that he would do to Rocks, uses dummy reverse on him, as we see at the end that Rocks is slowly on. I may have not. Did I get the image? No, I don't think. No, I don't think I did. I don't think I actually did get the image, but basically the chapter ends with Rock's dummy reversing Rocks as we slowly see him turn into a demon, as we see the fangs growing, as we see the last panel of Eris carrying Blackbeard as they're running away from their life, ending the chapter basically. So yeah, so that is basically what happened in the chapter. Now I'm going to give my overall thoughts, if you will. Okay, let's see. I do like how basically this chapter shows that, well, confirms that basically Emu, being the sort of cold-hearted god he has no regards for the Marines and won't hesitate to attack them, thinking them as imbeciles and pests in his way. Let's see. Even though the Marines are completely confused that why is this possessed Saint Saturn Emu attacking them, since they're basically their subordinates. But of course, we see that they don't try to fight back. But of course, Emu shows no mercy to anyone and attacks basically anyone pirates, and even seems to have managed to damage some of the Roger pirates, which interesting. They don't seem to feel like seem to have strange feeling from like the attacks and all that stuff. Didn't feel like they were like being damaged, which I think confused Roger, but nevertheless, I'm pretty certain that Emu attacking and harming the Roger pirates is what probably motivated Garp to Roger to attack Emu. Because even though they go like, it hurts, but it's so fascinating. Oh, yeah, that's the word. They seem to be fascinated by what attack them. But yeah, so I do like that. But yeah, anyway, I do like how the fact that Garp is basically basically does not really care that this is Saint Sam before him. And interesting, we learned that he was one of the he never actually met the Five Elders until now, and he does not care one bit who they are. He's going to fight them and all that stuff, even though that shocks like everyone in the Marines. But it's like Garp doesn't like the world nobles at all, and probably God Valley means that after seeing the events of God Valley, he probably dislikes them even more and all that stuff, and has no hesitating insulting them and attacking them, especially if he's attacking his own like fellow Marines. And I do love how he's just like willing to like sort of like back rocks, if you will. Or just to back, basically, or maybe not necessarily back, but just like, okay, I'm going to attack this thing, attacking the Marines, even when the Marines saying, no, Garp, you can't attack him. He's one of the Five Elders, which it does make many people wonder, okay, how did Garp keep his job after this, given the fact he attacked the Five Elder? Well, if I had to best guess, one of the reasons was probably because Garp recently got, after the events of God Valley, got the title Hero of the Marines, and as a result, became a worldwide most popular Marine around, the great hero of the Marines, if you will, becoming popular to citizens everywhere for defeating the evil Rocks pirates, and as a result, world nobles had to probably have no choice but to let it slide, given the fact that Garp had become so popular among the public as the face of the Marines at this point that they figured, like, you know what? It causes more problems if we kill him now. Might turn the public against us. So he'll live, but I've had to guess they probably kept a very close eye on him or something. But granted, Garp never really obeyed them regardless. So, yeah, I will admit, I really like how Garp is just no hesitation and just like insulting or even wanting to fight the sort of world nobles. So, yeah, I did like that. But anyway, I do like how it's the conversation between Emu and Rox here, where Rox is calling Emu the King of Rats, implying that he knows that Emu did some sort of treacherous thing in the past of the Void Century, And it's interesting that let's see, Emu seems to have mistaken Rocks for Davy Jones, so it seems like he also had a history of Davy Jones, if you will, with Rocks saying that, no, I'm not him, but I did keep a promise, which I will admit, when this promise was first brought up, I thought, wait, was he talking about the promise when when Rocks invaded the Reverie, or the Leverly, if you will, but no, it's something else, and apparently that promise is apparently a reason for Emu to give enough reason why the Davy clan must be dreaded to extinction. Now, what promise this was, who knows, but some theorize that Davy Jones might have been the actual king of the ancient kingdom during the time of the Void Century, and as a result, when the ancient kingdom fell, so did Davy clan's status as royal, and who knows, perhaps maybe the Davy clan's promise of one day reclaim their rightful the rightful birth of being like the kings of the world, if you will, given how that seems to be Rocks and later Blackbeard's long term for the role, because who knows, like their former royalty turned pirates trying to become royalty again, if you will, but who knows, it might lead to more why Blackbeard has the plot he does for like Hachinoshu and wanting to become an official king of that island. So yeah, I do like how also Rocks is able to at least do some attacks against Emu, but yeah, other than that, I do like how we're starting to see the sort of Rocks pirates fall apart. Of like, we're told that this crew used to backstab each other all the time, but now we're starting to see it, particularly Captain Kidd willing to steal all this treasure and then leave the Rocks pirates. But also, yeah, it does confirm that a few chapters ago when he had like a metal arm that, yeah, Captain Kidd does have a Estes Kidd's Devil Fruit powers, which probably is a bit like does perhaps maybe give at least kids Devil Fruit powers a bit of a more impressive. It's because like this legendary pirate captain with the second most famous treasure in the world ended up possessing it, and he must have been quite strong and all that. So given how he's able to attract all that sort of riches, but unfortunately for him, Gonzi noticed the double cross and revealed to be none other than have that Mr. Five's explosive powers, which he mostly used as a booger, so you might not even argue that's here, which takes out Captain John. So some are saying that this is a major glow up for Mr. Five and a step down for like Kidd, but to be fair, from what I can tell, it seems like Gonzi is way stronger than Mr. Five, so I don't know if that will be a feat for Mr. Five itself. It just probably goes to show you that in the right hand, any devil fruit, used by the right person, can be a deadly thing, and used by the wrong person can be completely pointless. So, yeah, I think that's more of the lesson to be learned there. But of course, we also see more backstabbing as Shiki, who they thought would probably be with the Rocks Pirates, but Rocks Pirates main members, given the fact he seems to be like a Yonko no but name, but no, he's dealing with other Gonzui backstabbing the crew after he asks what's going on and all that stuff. We learn that, okay, one treasure's worth 1 billion, which you're probably thinking that Shiki's probably going to take out Gonzi and take the treasure for himself, acquiring a bit of a billion a chest from what it's been revealed here. But granted, I'm pretty certain Captain John will probably come back, probably take as much treasure as he can, as he is supposed to get a legendary treasure, for all we know. But yeah. Granted, I do like how the Roger Pirates are sorting their priorities of finding treasure even when Rayleigh has Shaki. But like also complain like you better come back to us alive, Captain, to Roger and all that. So yeah, I do like let's see, sort of seeing that, and it's leading, of course, to events of like them accidentally picking up baby Shanks, which I'm gonna probably get to. I do like how Dragon is just so desperate to try and get Shanks up. He's willing to go to the Marine ship, thinking they might help. Seemingly, probably not thinking that the Marines, being subordinate to the world government, let's see, if they learn that Shanks is a God's Knight's child, they might, let's see, shoot Dragon and return baby Shanks to Garland, which I will admit I'm surprised didn't really show up in this chapter, but I guess it is what it is. But unfortunately, due to the whole due to like due to like Captain John's and magnet powers, which goes to show you that even that devil fruit has an impact on the story, given how it led to like Shanks meeting Roger, which in turn helped Luffy along down the lines. But yeah, but this must be pretty painful for Dragon because, well, he's trying to save at least one baby, but now it seems he's lost even that to a tree stump. So you could probably tell that he's going to feel all the guilt tomorrow, if you will. But yeah. But I do like how just baby Shanks just all that commotion that's just crawling to Neo's chest, and that basically makes him into the man he is today. So they did get armor, just not the type that you'd expect. But yeah. Anyway, I do like seeing let's see, Big Mom's furious comes after Kaido, but then of course, let's see, because like, yeah, you stole my devil fruit, and it's like Dragon and Kaido's just rubbing it in, saying no, nothing can be done, I've already eaten it and all that. So yeah. But nevertheless, I do like, despite the differences, all, let's see, 6 of them sorry, where was I? Lost track for a second there, but oh yeah, but baby Shanks tying into his like fate and all that stuff. So yeah, but oh yeah, Kaido and Big Mom. But yeah, but what really is probably arguably the most hype, all of them coming together, doing their iconic attacks, and some of them naming their attacks for the first time. All of them combining to do all this sort of like attacks. This is arguably probably like the most hyped double page that the One Piece has done this year, and for we know for many years down the line. So it's like just everyone attacking and sort of working together, if you will. Garp with his fists, Roger with his sword, same with rocks. Roger, let's see, Whitebeard with his devil fruit powers. Kaido with his devil fruit powers, but he finally got a name for Kaido. So yeah, whether or not that'll play a role now, who knows? But yeah. But it's still pretty awesome that you would probably find something like this in fan fiction, but no. Oda Master found a way to get free Yonko, let's see, the Pirate King, the Hero of the Marines, and let's see, Hero of the Marines, and of course the future Pirate King, all working together to try and take this monster out. But of course, it doesn't work, due to which seems to imply his immortality is a lot greater than anyone could anticipate, and probably requires even probably Joe Boy's level of haki to do so, as he does his own burst of haki to like counter what's going on. So yeah, but I do like how after the bit of the fight, let's see, hold on. Emu is able to deduce that, oh, there are other members of the Davy family here. You know what, Rocks? Maybe I'll wipe them out, which of course aggravates Rocks, which best way to get a father, let's see, vulnerable is to threaten their wife and child in one piece at the very least. So, yeah. I do like how Rocks is just desperate to try and take him down while everyone else is arguing about the devil fruits or who did the most damage to Emu, when it's like, no, unless you did squat against him due to his immortality factor, which I assume Oda will find a weakness to that. But yeah, this is like but yeah, just basically possessing and then doing like the Dami reverse, turning him into demon. I know some people like a bit upset that well, you know, this sort of like happened to like Emu, I mean to like a Rocks, thinking like, no, don't do this. However, like Rocks was taken out by Ritzy in a fight and all that stuff. But you know what? It makes sense because we do know that Sengoku talked about how Roger and Garp teamed up. Granted, we just see everyone teamed up, but it's like those two specifically team up against Rocks. And it's clear now that, okay, makes sense now because, well, let's see, Rocks was possessed by Emu, and given how the beginning of this, and arguably this is clearly a story that's paralleling what's happening in Elbaf right now, as at the beginning of the flashback, it's heavily implied that, let's see, King Harold was also sort of dummy reversed by Emu and has turned into a monster that Loki was forced to kill. But now you're seeing in the flashback that it is Rocks that's been forced to become a demon and is now probably forcing Roger and Garp to kill him and all that stuff. So yeah, so you can't help but Etsy feels sort of like tragedy of like Rocks trying to protect his family, but now Emu is basically gonna dummy reverse him and now turn him against his allies and his loved ones, if you will. So yeah. Granted, I think there's been some complaints like, okay, wait, how could Rocks be possessed? Because some people thought like, well, at least with his hockey, he should be strong enough to resist. But there's all kinds of theories that either Rocks was either like, I don't know, distracted by the threat to his family, that it let his guard down emotions to be vulnerable. He was using some sort of trickery to make sure this happens. Or I think I'm trying to think the one that I think most people are warming up to, due from the fact that Dummy Reverse is like see some sort of it's the what was it Latin phrasing and all that stuff, returning home, that Dummy Reverse can only really work on like those who are in their homeland, for example, the Giants in Elbaf and Rocks in Guard Valley. If so, I think it's a sort of clever way to let's see, put limits on this seemingly broken power, because it's like if, let's see, Rocks can be turned, anyone can be turned, granted, maybe except Joe Boy, who either due to his Nika Devil Fruit or maybe even his own willpower was probably able to resist, for all we know. But yeah, but that's basically what happened there. And but yeah, but I'm sure we'll get more explanations down the line of how Emu's dummy reverse works. But yeah, which I'm not against this being like the, let's see, it only really works on the homeland stuff, but it would mean that my fear that Emu's going to possess Big Mom and Kaido and have them as his subordinates is probably not going to happen unless if you stay a certain period of time, the place could be considered your home, but it might just be the place where you're born with. So, yeah. I think that's more likely, but it also does lead to fear that, let's see, Emu has probably kept most of the celestial dragons around just to turn them into demons as subordinates if the castle is ever attacked. I could be wrong, or that might just be more of a desperate situation, but yeah. I can see Emu doing that to his fellow world nobles. Overall, I'd probably give this chapter a, let's see, near perfect 10 out of 10 and all that stuff, or at least a 10 out of 10 just for this awesome double-page spread. So, yeah. Seeing Emu attacking everyone left and right, that isn't like a world noble, so yeah, makes sense. So I guess even Cypherpol agents, which I'm still surprised we saw there, but yeah. Let's see, seeing the fact that Emu seems to have mistaken Rocks for Davy Jones, and apparently there's this sort of promise that the Davy clan has made that it's inspired that wants Emu to erase them completely. So and all that stuff. So but yeah, I like that. I do like, of course, Garp remaining to be like the base, if you will. Best old guy mentor figure in One Piece with like going like, now I'm gonna take this, what is this monster? I'm going to take him down. I don't care if he's one of the world nobles and one of the five elders, and means to just all panicking to do that stuff. Seeing the Roger pirates starting to prioritize taking their treasure, seeing how Dragon lost Shanks to do with like Captain John's devil fruit powers, which revealed to be, of course, Kid, which might show that to me that Kid is not yet done with if Oda is giving like Captain John that powers as well. Granted, some might say that okay, he got taken out by Gonzui, but I guess it just goes to show you that the devil fruit in the right hands can be deadly. So I did like that, and of course this double-page spread of everyone teaming up together to take on Emu. This would probably be like a 10 out of 10 on its own, really. But yeah, let's see. But I will admit this fight got me sort of like hyped, seeing like it felt like sort of like the five Kages versus Madara in some regards, but see, you've been invested with like all these sort of like legendary figures, really, and I think some people have compared Emu to Kaguya, but that is what it is. So yeah, and that really like shows that despite all the combined efforts, Emu's immortality is still taking in effect, probably showing that. Okay, you probably do need a hockey level in the manner of Joe Boy and how Emu reacted. But yeah. But I do like how Emu is also able to turn the tables against Rocks and show that, okay, I see one last part of the bloodline that needs to be right out of the Davy family, and then using that to attack Rocks when his guard is down to dummy reverse him. Now, granted, will we see Rocks be able to resist it? Probably, who knows? I think probably Oda will give Rocks something like that because I think he's had fun with his character for so long. But yeah, overall, I definitely say this chapter is a 10 out of 10. Mostly due to his power, but everything else is good. Seeing Garp completely ignore the world government and all that, and let's see Davy versus Rocks. Let's see everyone teaming up. Let's see, I'm learning more about Davy Jones and apparently why the 20 Kings dislike this clan in particular, but I still not yet know all the answers yet. But yeah, but nevertheless, hopefully we will, and hopefully everyone who has listened to this review, I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. Sorry if I dozed off for one bit, but I'm getting tired now, so yeah. But anyway, enough about me. Let's see. Thank you all for listening, and goodbye. I am Blue Star Saber, signing out. See you next time for the next One Piece chapter. Until then, bye-bye, and continue to support and read One Piece whenever you can, especially with chapters as awesome as God Valley. So, yeah. Anyway, bye for now.